Hello DigiFam, it's Prodigious, and I'm here today with a new deck profile for you. Now this is a new one to my channel because I've never been one to actually tackle this type of deck, but thanks to the recent support we got with BT20, I think it's time we go ahead and give the 13th Royal Knight and its loyal companions of Sistermons a go. Let's get into it. Now, before we move on to the deck profile, I want to remind you again to please go ahead and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and we're on our way, hopefully, to eventually reach 1,000 subscribers. So go ahead and hit the subscription button, hit that like button, and tickle that bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos when they go live. All right. So getting into it, in my version of the build that I have been playtesting and have had very good success with, I'm going to start off with the egg of Gankoomon. If this Digimon has 6,000 DP or more, trigger draw a card when attacking. And then on to the rookies. My first Huckmon is going to be the BT13th version. This has, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you may Digivolve this Digimon into Bao Huckmon from your hand without paying its Digivolution cost. It also has the inheritable of, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, gain 1 memory. Next, I'm running 4 copies of Huckmon from BT20. Now this has, starting your main phase by trashing 1 card with Huckmon or Sistermon in its name, or the Royal Knight trait in your hand, draw 1 and gain 1 memory. Now that does sound pretty good, but in most cases, unless you're starting off right away with just hard playing this thing and getting it out, you're not going to really get that effect off too often, but it's nice to have just to try and do a little bit more digging and to set up some stuff in your trash for later. Alright, now our other rookie that we're running is not a Huckmon, but it's going to be 3 copies of Sistermon Blanc. This is going to be an on-play. It does not digivolve onto anything. You may trash 1 card in your hand to draw 2. So it's going to help us dig and get some pieces. It also has the all-turns effect of, while you have a Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight and its traits in play, this Digimon gains Decoy Red and Black. What Decoy does is, when one of your red or black Digimon would be deleted by an opponent's effect, you may delete this Digimon to prevent that deletion. Now going into our level 4s, I'm running 4 copies of Bao Huckmon from BT13. This guy has, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you may Digivolve this Digimon into Savior Huckmon from your hand for its Digivolution cost. When this Digimon would Digivolve with this effect, reduce the Digivolution cost by 2. Inheritable is going to be your turn once per turn. When you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, gain 1 memory. Now, our other level 4 is going to be Bao Huckmon from BT20. This one has main effect once per turn. You may play 1 Digimon with Sistermon or Gankoomon in its name from your hand with the play cost reduced by 2. This is actually come in handy quite a bit to go ahead and just play the Sistermon Blanc for only 1, get 2 card draws, or when we're getting ready to go really off on our megas, to go ahead and just hard play the Gankoomon. Inheritable on it is all of your Digimon get plus 1,000 DP. Here soon you'll see why that inheritable works so well. Now, going into our other remaining level 4s, I'm running 2 copies each. I originally was actually running 3 copies each, but I've cut it back down to 2. But I'm running 4 Sistermon CL. 1 is the Sistermon Awaken, and 1 is the regular one from BT10. And the Awaken one is from BT20. So the 2 copies of Sistermon CL from BT10 has on play. If it's your turn, you may digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon with Royal Knight in its traits from your hand by paying its Digivolution cost. It also has your turn once per turn. When your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Hookmon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits, gain 1. So essentially this is going to be a deck of where we rather Evo up our chain, or we use the combination of the Sistermons, which can be hard played by themselves or via the effects of our Hookmon line, to go ahead and help our Hookmon line Evo up even further. Now, Sistermon CL Awakened here offers the effect of it actually can digivolve on top of a Sistermon CL for a cost of 1. It also has a trash effect that says all turns, when any of your Digimon are played, one of your Sistermon CL may digivolve into this card without paying the cost. So if we actually have this lady in trash and we hard play our Sistermon CL, it will automatically digivolve into this all on its own. And that's not all. We have on play when digivolving. One of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of their turn. And then it has an end of all turns effect of place this Digimon's top stack card as the top security card. So in a deck that is primarily red and black with a splash of white thanks to the Sistermons, we actually have a pseudo way of recovery. Now going into our level 5s, I'm running 4 copies of Savior Hookmon from BT20. This guy has on play when digivolving. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. End of your turn by suspending one of your other Digimon. This Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Jesmon in its name in the hand without paying the cost. And then it has probably arguably one of the better inheritables to have for the level 5s. Is this Digimon with the Royal Knight trait gains Alliance. Now our other level 5 of choice is going to be Savior Hookmon from BT6. This has when digivolving. You may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand without paying its memory cost. But its inheritable is if you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, unsuspend this Digimon when attacking. Now going into our Megas, I'm actually running 3 copies each of Gankoomon from BT20 and Gankoomon X Antibody, also from BT20. This was Hookmon's mentor. Now, Gankoomon here has when this card will be played, if you have a Digimon card with Hookmon, Jesmon, or Sistermon in its name, reduce the play cost by 4. If we combine that with our earlier card we saw that lets us go ahead and play Gankoomon for 2 less, that means we can essentially hard slam Gankoomon here for only 8, or with the effects of Jesmon, or should I say Bauhackmon, we can go ahead and hard play him for only 6. Now that being said, he gives us reboot and blocker, but he also has on play, when digivolving, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a level 6 or lower Digimon card with Hookmon in its name or the Royal Knight trait in the hand or trash without paying the cost. So that means we can go ahead and have this guy go ahead and digivolve into Gankoomon X or finish up our Jesmon line. And speaking of Gankoomon X, we have him here. He can Evo on top of Ganku for 2. When digivolving, we de-digivolve to one of the opponent's Digimon. Then if Gankoomon or X Antibody is in its Digivolution cards until the end of our opponent's turn, none of your Digimon are affected by your opponent's Digimon effects. So you get your entire board protection for 1 full turn. He also has opponent's turn. All of your Digimon with Sistermon or Hookmon in their names or the Royal Knight trait gain reboot and blocker. So he's going to make everybody be protected on top of giving him reboot and blocker for that whole turn. Then he has the inheritable of opponent's turn. While this Digimon is Jesmon GX, all of your Digimon gain reboot and blocker. Now going into our other mega of the deck, we are running 3 copies of both Jesmon from BT20 and Jesmon X Antibody from BT20. We have on play, when Digivolving, you may play 1 Aetho, Ren, and Por token. It's a Digimon white, 6000 DP, has reboot, blocker, and decoy, red and black. Then we also have, when any of your other Digimon are played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP or less, then one of your Digimon may attack. So this combos well with our Sistermons and even Gankoomon. So we can even hard slam a Gankoomon after having him on board, and we still get to not only pop a body, but we can even get a swing in. Then going into Jesmon GX, who can Evo on top of Jesmon for 1, he has Alliance built in. Then he has, when Digivolving, if Jesmon or X Antibody is in his Digimon's Digivolution cards, for the turn, one of your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects, then one of your Digimon may attack. So even if for some crazy reason you are passing turn when you go into this, you still get an attack. He also has, your turn, all your Digimon with Sistermon in their names or the Royal Nitrate gain piercing and can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. And then the final thing is it has an inheritable effect of, while this Digimon is Jesmon GX, all of your Digimon gain piercing and can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So what I was saying before is that inheritable we got earlier for Alliance combined with Jesmon GX's Alliance and us more than likely having at least 2 other bodies on board means we can swing with our Jesmon GX, tap both bodies, and get an additional 2 security checks for a grand total of 3 while having protection, piercing, and being able to attack unsuspended Digimon. That is a mouthful. But it's not over with yet. No, we actually have an even bigger ace up our sleeve, and I mean that literally, with Jesmon GX Ace. This can DNA Digivolve from Jesmon in name, along with a level 6 Gankoomon in name for a cost of 0. It can also hand Counterblast Digivolve. And it's important to note this is not the DNA Blast Digivolve, but just regular Blast Digivolve. But that's okay, because of its effect. On play when Digivolving, and when attacking, but once per turn. By placing 1 Royal Nitrate card from your hand or trash as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon. Combine that with the effect of also, when attacking once per turn, this Digimon unsuspends, then for every 2 Royal Nitrate cards in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash your opponent's top security card. So if we get our stuff lined up right with our other 2 X antibodies, we get reboot, piercing, blocker. We also get to unsuspend, swing again, along with trashing security and popping bodies. And then last but not least, I am going all in on only 1 option card in my build, and that is from Master to Disciple that came out of Starter Deck 12. This is a 2-cost searcher card for the Jesmon Gankoomon deck. For 2 memory, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add a card with Huckmon or Sistermon or 1 card with Royal Knight in its traits among them, and then trash the remaining cards. Then place this card in the battle area. you can activate delay effect on another turn, and it says that the next time one of your Digimon Digivolves this turn, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. And unlike the other option cards that we've seen before that have delay effects and works with Digivolving, like training cards, this can actually be stacked. So if you get multiples of these out, you can trigger each one individually, and for each one, its delay effect being triggered, you can reduce your Digivolution cost by 1, and then by 1, and then pretty soon, you can probably go into a level 5 or higher for only 1 cost or for free. And on top of that, it has a security effect that says reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Huckmon or Sistermon in its name, and 1 card with Royal Knightness traits among them to your hand, trash the remaining cards, then place this card in the battle area. So even if it pops up in security, it will still do the digging and still go to the battle area to be popped. Not to mention, it does have the trait of Royal Knight. Now again, I'm no expert with the Jesmon deck. I have not been playing it since it first came out. I've known plenty of people that have loved Jesmon from the beginning. But I believe with this newest round of support, Jesmon can finally start to pull himself out of the area where he really needs to see certain pieces or bricks to now being a lot more playable. Like if you even do brick somewhat and don't have the ideal hand, I believe with these new cards you can actually pull yourself back out very quickly. But then again, I might be wrong. If any of you other Jesmon players out there care to comment down below on your tactics and opinions, feel free to. But this has been the build that I have been playtesting so far and have had very good success with. And that's why I'm sharing it here with you today. But anyway, that is it for now. I hope you enjoy the video, and I will catch you next time.